Welcome back to the deep dive. This is where we try to break down complex ideas into, knowledge you can actually use. Today, we're heading, metaphorically, of course, to Japan. We're looking deep into a philosophy that's really caught on globally. Ikigai, the Japanese secret to a long and happy life. And this isn't just like reading another self-help guide. The authors aimed for a blueprint for living, drawn from some of the world's longest-lived people. We're all kind of looking for that mix of happiness and purpose, right? And this search led the authors straight to Japan and this concept of Ikigai.
That's right. And Ikigai, it's often translated simply as the happiness of always being busy. But it's deeper than that. It's really about your raison d'etre, your reason for being, the thing that gets you out of bed in the morning.
And they didn't just theorize. They went to the source, didn't they? To where the data really stands out, Okinawa. It's famous for this incredible concentration of centenarians. What are the numbers? Something like 24.5 people over 100 for every 100,000.
Yeah, exactly, which is way, way higher than the global average. And they zeroed in even further on a place called Ogimi, known as the Village of Longevity. So our mission really is to pull apart their findings. What are the actual daily habits, the mental stuff, the community practices? What makes this Ikigai lifestyle tick? And crucially, what can we learn?
Okay, let's start with that foundation. Purpose. One of the most striking things is the Okinawan view on work and retirement. We tend to fixate on retirement as this finish line, right? Leaving work for good. But apparently there isn't really a word in Japanese that means exactly that.
No, not in the sense of completely stopping. And that's really telling, isn't it? The elders there, they keep doing what they love, their craft or their work, for as long as they're physically able. It suggests Ikigai is tied more to meaning than just earning a paycheck. The authors actually draw a parallel here to Viktor Frankl's logotherapy.
Yeah, logotherapy, that rings a bell. Focuses on meaning as the core human drive.
Exactly. Frank, he survived the concentration camps. His conclusion was that life's purpose isn't something we just make up. It's something we have to actively discover. Logotherapy kind of pushes people to find that purpose, seeing it as the key to overcoming, neuroses and that feeling of existential emptiness.
So Frankl gives us the why we need purpose. And Ikigai shows the how, keep pursuing it through daily action.
Absolutely. That constant activity is like fuel. But here's a crucial Okinawan insight. You don't sustain that purpose alone. It's deeply tied to community. Which brings us to the moai system.
The moai sounds fascinating, like a kind of traditional social network. What is it exactly?
Well, a moai is basically an informal, really close-knit group, maybe 5 people or so. They function almost like family, looking out for each other, financially, emotionally, socially. It covers all bases. A lifelong support system.
And they started way back in tough times for farmers, right? Cooling resources. Now it's more like members contribute monthly.
That's often how it works today, yeah. They pool funds. If someone hits a rough patch, needs help with an expense, the moai steps in. It provides real financial security, sure, but the emotional support is maybe even bigger. It embodies that local saying, "Iparibachode, treat everyone like a brother." And Uemaru, that idea of teamwork, helping each other out, it's constantly reinforced. It's kind of the opposite of the isolation you can feel in big, modern cities.
Yeah, it really makes you think. We talk about community, but this is like a formal, lifelong pact. Trying to build that kind of structure now, especially in, say, London or New York, it's tough.
It is tough. And, studies of these blue zones like Okinawa, they often find that this sense of belonging, this defined ikigai, might actually be more crucial for longevity than even their famously healthy diet.
Well, more important than the diet. That's a big statement.
The mental and social security really underpins the physical health.
Okay, well, speaking of the physical side, let's pivot to that. Because the diet is famous. Starting with Hara Hachibu.
Ah, yes. The 80% secret. It's ancient wisdom. Passed down. Fill your belly to 80%.
The idea is simple but hard to practice sometimes. Stop eating when you're just starting to feel full. Leave a bit of space.
And the numbers comparing them to, say, the U.S. are pretty stark. Okinawans average around, 1,785 calories a day, compared to 2,200, even up to 3,300 in the U.S. And they naturally maintain a low BMI, like 18 to 22.
Eating less means less digestive stress, less cellular oxidation over time. It's like a gentle daily fast. But yeah, what they eat is just as important.
So tell us about that. What's on the menu?
Well, Dr. Makoto Suzuki's research highlighted the sheer variety. They eat, on average, 18 different foods every single day.
18. Wow.
Yeah, and over 200 different items regularly in their diet overall. Staples are things like vegetables. It's over 30% of their calories. Lots of tofu, sweet potatoes, big, and fish maybe 3 times a week.
And they're strict with the modern stuff, too. Sugar intake is only a third of the rest of Japan, apparently. And salt is low, around 7 grams a day.
Right. And then there are these specific power foods, like the shikuasa fruit. Ogimi produces tons of it. It's this small, green citrus fruit. It's packed with antioxidants, especially one called nobelatin, a flavonoid, that's, get this, 40 times more concentrated than in oranges.
40 times. Seriously. That's incredible.
A daily dose of serious protection right there.
Right.
And they drink a lot of tea, particularly sanpinsha, which is basically jasmine tea. Good for cholesterol, very calming.
Okay, so diet is huge. They stop eating early, eat a huge variety, low sugar, low salt, plus these antioxidant powerhouses. What about movement? The blue zone idea isn't about intense workouts, is it? It's more that the longest-lived people just move more naturally throughout the day.
Exactly. Lots of gardening, walking. Their lives involve movement. It's not a separate chore. And they have these gentle, community-based exercises. The most famous is probably Radio Taiso.
Radio Taiso. Tell me more.
It's this short, like 5 or 10-minute warm-up routine. Originally broadcast on the radio, hence the name, now often on TV. People do it together in parks, workplaces. It focuses on dynamic stretching, getting the joints moving, low impact, wakes up the body.
And doing it together must be great for community spirit, too.
Absolutely. It reinforces that connection. And you also see things like Tai Chi and Qigong being practiced. These gentle martial arts are fantastic for stress, circulation, balance, bone density. A whole package.
It all seems so integrated. Purpose, diet, movement. It's just how life is lived.
Yeah.
Which leads us nicely into the mental side of things. Let's talk about achieving flow.
Right, flow. Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi's concept. It's that state of being completely absorbed in what you're doing. Time kind of disappears. Your sense of self fades. You're just in it. The Okinawan elders seem to find this state easily, whether they're gardening, weaving, or doing calligraphy.
So how do you get into flow? What are the conditions?
Well, first, the challenge of the task needs to match your skill level. Not too easy, so you get bored, but not so hard that you get anxious. That sweet spot.
Makes sense. And the second, something about a compass over maps. What does that mean in practice? Are we ditching our project plans?
Not quite. It means having a clear overall goal, your compass direction. But don't get bogged down in overly detailed plans, the maps, to the point where you never start or you lose the immersion. Focus on the immediate next step that moves you towards your Ikigai, towards that clear objective. Keep it concrete.
Ah, okay. Action over excessive planning. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
And the third condition. This one feels like the toughest today. Concentrate on a single task.
Oh, it's the big one. Multitasking is, well, it's mostly a myth in terms of efficiency. Research shows task switching cuts productivity by like 60% or more. And you make more mistakes. Our brains just aren't built for it. We lose energy every time we switch focus.
So single tasking is crucial for flow, even for mundane things. That's where microflow comes in.
Exactly. Microflow is about finding engagement in routine tasks, making them into a little ritual. The book mentions a Shinjuku elevator operator who turned his job into this graceful, focused performance. Or apparently Bill Gates finds washing dishes mindful, helps him reset.
Wait, Bill Gates washing dishes. Okay, maybe there's hope for my household chores list then. It's my path to flow.
It could be. Embrace the dish soap. But while flow is the aim, the big enemy of longevity, mentally speaking, is chronic stress.
Right. And the book links this directly to cellular aging, specifically damage to telomeres. Can you break down what telomeres are?
Sure, think of them like the little plastic caps on the ends of your shoelaces. Telomeres are protective caps on the ends of our DNA strands. Every time a cell divides, they get a tiny bit shorter. But chronic stress, it acts like fraying those caps much faster, accelerating how quickly cells age.
So that study on stressed mothers at UC, it showed a direct link between life stress and shorter telomeres. The stress is literally aging them faster at a cellular level.
Precisely. It's a physical manifestation of mental strain. The antidote they practice is mindfulness, really focusing on the present moment, observing thoughts without judgment, letting them pass like clouds in the sky, just being here now.
And there's a specific Japanese therapy mentioned too, Morita therapy. How does that fit in?
Morita therapy is interesting. It teaches you to accept your emotions fully, like accepting the weather. You can't control them, but then to focus entirely on your actions. What does your purpose, your Ikigai, require you to do right now? Do that, regardless of how you feel. Action over feeling.
That really circles back beautifully. Focus on the action that serves your purpose.
Right.
Don't get paralyzed by worry. Okay, let's try and pull this all together. The core pillars seem to be: find your Ikigai, that reason to get up. Nurture your moai, those deep community bonds. Practice hara hachibu, the 80% rule with food. And keep moving gently, like with Radio Taiso.
That's a great summary. And underpinning it all is the mindset. Research on the oldest old consistently finds two key traits: a really positive attitude and high emotional awareness. It's a kind of practical stoicism. You accept life's challenges, but you stay focused on your purpose, your actions, your connections.
Which brings us to a final thought for you, the listener. It comes straight from the elders of Ogimi themselves. Imagine adopting their attitude, they declared. At 80, I am still a child. When I come to see you at 90, send me away to wait until I'm 100. The older, the stronger. Find your Ikigai, find your moai, keep moving, eat well, and maybe you'll find that strength and joy just keep growing year after year.